control the locker room.
Yeah. We can start with in-person media.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Green? What's up, Green? What's up, Green? From it. So I'm gonna leave it. It's muted. Yeah. So that's how I feel, right? We understood it wasn't a great day for us, and frustrations kind of came in, took place, and we talked about it afterwards, and we came in on a Thursday practice and did a much better job the next day. So our bounce back is there, intentionality is there. There's going to be good days. There's going to be bad days. It's a long season. You just got to roll kind of with them, accept it for what it is, and continue to move on.
As you guys started doing tape for Seattle, they got over the hump. But what stood out to you? And obviously no Jules. So how does that change things?
It's a new team, and anytime you got a new team, and you want to say it's rebuilding, but that kind of comes off as disrespect to some people. You got to respect everybody. They're here for a reason. They're figuring it out. Coach Noe's a great coach. They're putting it together. And you got to respect everybody. Just got to come out and play hard. Do what we need to do. They're athletic. They got some young legs. They got some shooters. Got to defend.
I like that. Good.
How are you doing?
Good, Wayne. How are you?
Pretty good. Talk to Coach when we treated her. And she just raved about you, Ariel, and Brittany's defense. How does it feel knowing like the teams around the league are really respecting you all front three?
Well, first and foremost, I love Coach Noe. I think she's done a phenomenal job over the last few years since taking over, even playing against her when she was still in the league. My first few years, I was like, this girl's whooping my ass right now. So it's always super humbling for me when she speaks very highly of us on this side of things. But I think a lot of teams have to prepare for the three-headed snake that we have out on the perimeter. We're not where we want to be. We're still going to get better. We're still challenging ourselves to get up, to really try to disrupt offenses and what they want to do. But I feel like, yes, you do have to prepare for us every single night. But that's not only just the three of us. You got Shakira Austin you got to go through, too, once you get to the rim. You got Elena Deladon that's going to pin your stuff on the backboard. So while it starts with us on the perimeter, you still have to go into a house full of some bigs.
Sure.
Yeah.
Same question I asked TT, Aisha. Even though you haven't been doing, does this mean these two games mean something on the kind of end of the season last year for you all?
Yeah. We haven't won in this building.
Same thing, Natasha. You can't mean something.
We walked in and it was like, this is weird to be back here because we remember the conversations that we had after that game last season, and you carry that with you. You don't dwell on it, but you carry it as fuel moving forward. And like A said, we need to get a win in this building. We haven't gotten a win in this building yet, so very much intentional tonight in that.
I guess this is the first season you guys have Christy back into the fold. Just thoughts about that since you guys championship run, and then the second question. For both of you, favorite Super moment?
Christy in 2019, we got to see greatness, but I would say that in her role as a coach with the Mavs, she's grown so much from the stance of passing along her knowledge and not remaining quiet and holding on to that. So from a coach's perspective and from a player's perspective, she's one of the greatest to ever play the game. And we are so lucky to have her back. From the coaching aspect, she makes us really dangerous because she's now able to really communicate what her thought process is, what she sees. So even in our zone, when we just put in a zone defense last week and we were kind of struggling to figure it out on Wednesday, Christy sent us clips of Miami zone, in which that's exactly what our zone is against the Mavs last season, and seeing and telling us which spots we need to cover, areas that we need to cover, and send us film to our group text. So that is where Christy has grown so much, and we are better because of it.
I already got mine.
Okay,
easy.
go ahead.
It's super easy. I was able to play with her for the Tokyo 2020 games, and they basically hand you the medal, and then you get to like don it on your teammate. And she was the one that put my medal on, and that was just a big moment for me because I've always looked up to her. You know, you playing to get somebody, you can't really feel that way because you know it's blood and water. But being able to be her teammate and being able to get my medal placed on by her was a really big moment for me, because it made me go back to the kid in my room trying to put up posters, trying to figure out stats and stuff like that. So it was a really big moment.
Yeah, and I think mine was, y'all remember my tweets last year when the discussion of who the GOAT was of our league, and it's always been Sue for me, especially as a point guard. But why she was the GOAT for me is in 2018 when we lost to them in the finals, I saw exactly what I needed to be and who I needed to be as a point guard for my team to be successful. And I wasn't there yet. And I took seeing her, watching her, playing against her, being beat by her. I took that and I took lessons away from it of what I could apply in 2019. And because of Sue, I was better in 2019 for us. And I think when you can really leave a mark, not only on your organization, but the entire league and basketball in general, like women's basketball in general, I think Sue has done that. She's done it with grace and beauty, and while also utilizing her voice and her platform. So she is a legend of all legends, but she's my GOAT for me.
We'll transition to Zoom now. Tosh has to run to be on the court, so it's just going to be Ariel on Zoom. We'll start with Tyler.
I wasn't even planning to speak today.
Tyler can start.
Hey, Ariel, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. I just have one quick one, and it's about Seattle. They're a team, they like to play fast, and for the start of the season, necessarily the teams you haven't played haven't necessarily been fast teams. So I'm curious, does playing a team that likes to play faster help you guys find a rhythm, or is it something that might hurt you guys trying to find a rhythm?
I don't really know how to answer that, but I will say it forces us to be locked in on transition defense more than anything. So yes, it may help us find a rhythm. Yes, it may rattle us a little bit. I mean, we're prepared for it, and we have to go out and stick to the game plan that the coaches gave us.
Thank you.
Jen?
Hey, Ariel, a couple questions for you. First off, I think Elena might have talked about this a little bit a couple days ago, but how are you guys as a team like trying to use this road trip either to like figure things out on the court or just bond off the court?
We're always bonding off the court. I think we have a really good group. I mean, obviously some people gravitate to others more than others, but at the end of the day, we're a really good group. We get along really well. We're able to talk to each other, hold each other accountable. But road trips are always fun because you get to see a different side of people. You know, sometimes people are like tired, cranky. Some people want to go out to eat. You know, some people want to go grab ice cream. Some people want to walk on the water, you know, just kind of getting to know your teammates a little more. But road trips like this really test you as a team because not only for us, it's a West Coast road trip, but we have a game here, then we have a day off, then we play again, and then we have to fly back across the country. So it'll be a really test to us how much we can not only push ourselves, but hold each other accountable. Through kind of, I guess, probably like being tired, plane rides. This is our first big road trip this season.
And then just last thing for you, with Slim coming in and playing the one at times, just curious what you've noticed as far as like how Tosh and Slim give you guys different looks at that position or complement each other, or what you've noticed from playing alongside both of them as point guards.
Yeah, well, Tosh has pretty much been my point guard since I've been here, just kind of piggybacking back and forth between her and KT, but mainly Tasha is my point guard. And one thing that she's going to do is tell you how she feels. And as a teammate, I really appreciate that because I'd rather have a teammate that tells me everything they feel than hold things back. And so she makes me better because sometimes it's probably not something I want to hear, but it's something that I need to hear. And it's the same thing with Slim. Like Slim's coming in, trying to figure out pretty much what we're doing, where her spot is at in this team and kind of her role. But I think she's taking it head on. I think she's taking it really well. And taking that offense initiator spot really seriously.
Awesome. Thank you.
That's it, A. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Hey.
Seattle got over the hump the other day, but no Jewel Lloyd. As you're watching tape, how do you she's such a big part of their team and such a big part of their offense. With her kind of removed, how do you kind of prepare what stands out to them? How do you kind of try to respect what they're going to do without her in the lineup?
I mean, she played a lot of minutes, so trying to watch the few minutes that she wasn't on the court and see what they did. But I just saw that Sammy Wickham is in the starting lineup, and we know the challenges she brings. A little bit different than Jewel, but still an aggressive player, especially from the 3-point line. So, they're not going to play 5-on-4 without Jewel. So we got to be ready.
We talked a lot about Wednesday. How did you like the way you guys bounced back Wednesday's back?
Much better yesterday and this morning. So sometimes you need to change the scenery too. We were at home for a while, and good to get on the road and be together and figure some things out.
Obviously there's going to be the retirement Sunday. What do you think about Sue Bird? Kind of what pops into your brain? Can
I save the Sue answers for before Sunday? Or yeah, that's going to be its own circus on Sunday, I'm sure. So I'm here to make sure she's actually retired. I'm gonna watch that number go up in the rafters. Honestly, when they made a roster move yesterday, I was like, she's not gonna sign her for like a weekend contract, are they? No, obviously Sue came in the league the year before my dad, so we had 19 years or 20 years of competing against Sue. So I don't know. We had a lot of heartbreakers in this building, or what used to be this building. I'm glad she's not playing anymore, personally. Okay. What's up, Wayne? Good.
I've asked everyone, so I feel like I should ask you. Is the taste in your mouth when you last left here, does these 2 games mean anything, or is it like, hey, those in the past, we're moving forward?
I mean, you remember it, obviously. Different teams, different season. There's nothing like a playoff game, so it's not the same. But obviously, when you come back to somewhere that you lost like that, you want to come back and win. But that's not the only reason we want to win. So, we can't replay those. Yeah, I'll be honest, it's a work trip for me. It's nice to have him here. It's, my mom's from here, so good to have him around, but I don't know, it's just good to be on the road with the whole group and have a little time where we can just kind of focus on each other.
Real quick about Maisha. Still on minutes restriction, and did the getting banged up this week affect that, or are you back into just kind of easing her back in from the knee and not concerned about the other?
As far as I know, she's good to go from the other. Yeah, she practiced full yesterday, and there's still a minutes restriction, and I did not reach it in her first game back, so I got a little wiggle room to play with still. Yeah.
What's the next step? See as she can take steps to take fully back after.
As she plays in, 2, 3, 4 minute bursts, being able to sustain for the entire segment she's in. And, when she gets tired a little bit physically, being able to slow her brain down and still make good plays, even while she's fatigued.
Jen?
Hey, Eric.
Hey, Jen.
So just to make sure I got you right on the Maisha question, I know you don't want to tell us what the number is for the minutes restriction, but is that magic number the same for tonight as it was on Saturday?
Yes.
Okay, got it. And then just on a different topic, with Maisha coming back, and then you know, Zowie not getting that many minutes, even while Maisha was out. Like, do you still see minutes for Zowie in certain matchups, or is it just going to be hard regardless because you have a lot of post step to get her some run?
It's hard to play 11. It's hard to play 10, you know, at any given night. So it's everybody's job to stay ready. In a 40-game season, you're going to need everybody at some time or another, and rotations change over the course of a year. Players get evaluated every day in practice and shoot arounds and everything else. So, you know, I got to go with the ones that I think give us the best chance to win, but that doesn't mean it's going to be, you know, the same exact rotation all year. So I leave it very open-ended.
Got it. Thank you.
Yep.
I think that's it, Coach. Thank you.
All right. See ya.